Best way to pass the property and casualty exam fast prep book. Welcome to the quiz. An HO3 policy includes coverage C, personal property, with a limit of $150,000. The insured's home is destroyed by a covered peril. While sorting through the debris, the insured realizes that a $10,000 coin collection, which was kept in a safe, is missing and presumed destroyed. How will the insurer typically settle the loss for the coin collection? Is it A, the insurer will pay the full $10,000 as it is part of the personal property limit? Or B, the insurer will pay nothing for the coins, as money and coins are specifically limited or excluded under the standard HO3 policy? C, the insurer will pay up to a special sublimit for coins, often $200, unless they were specifically scheduled. Or D, the insurer will pay for the coins only if they can be proven to have been purchased within the last year. The answer is C. HO3 has special limits for money, coins, and precious metals, typically $200 or $250 total for all such items. The first is wrong because full limit does not apply. The second is wrong because limited coverage exists. The fourth is wrong because time of purchase is irrelevant. Next question. A manufacturing plant has a workers' compensation policy. An employee who works on the assembly line develops carpal tunnel syndrome after several years of performing the same repetitive motion. She files a workers' compensation claim. How will this claim be evaluated? Is it A, the claim will be denied because it is not the result of a specific, sudden accident? Or B, the claim will likely be covered as an occupational disease arising out of and in the course of employment? C, the claim will be covered only if the employee can prove the company knew the conditions were unsafe? Or D, the claim will be handled under the company's general liability policy, not workers' compensation? The answer is B. Workers' compensation covers occupational diseases from repetitive exposure in employment, not just sudden accidents. The first is wrong because gradual injuries are included. The third is wrong because no negligence proof is required. The fourth is wrong because workers' comp is exclusive remedy. Next question. A homeowner has an HO3 policy with a coverage A limit of $300,000. While on vacation, the homeowner's teenage son hosts a party where a guest slips on a wet floor in the kitchen, breaking their arm. The injured guest sues the homeowner for $50,000 in medical expenses and pain and suffering. Which part of the homeowner's policy would respond to this lawsuit, and what is the insurer's obligation? Is it A, coverage F, medical payments to others, which will pay the $50,000 regardless of fault? Or B, coverage E, personal liability, which requires the insurer to provide a legal defense and pay damages up to the policy limit? C, coverage C, personal property, because the injury occurred on the premises? Or D, coverage D, loss of use, as the homeowner was away on vacation at the time of the incident? The answer is B. Coverage E, personal liability, covers bodily injury claims due to an occurrence, provides defense, and pays damages if liable, up to limit. Coverage F pays small medical bills without regard to fault, but is usually much lower limits and not for lawsuits. The third and fourth options cover unrelated property losses. Next question. An apartment building is insured under a dwelling policy. A fire breaks out in one unit, making it uninhabitable for 3 months while repairs are made. The tenant moves out and stops paying rent. The building owner loses $6,000 in rental income during this period. What coverage, if any, would respond to this loss under a standard dwelling policy? Is it A, the loss of rent is covered under the policy's fair rental value provision, which is part of coverage D, loss of use? Or B, the owner has no coverage for lost rent because it is not a direct physical loss to the building? C, the lost rent is considered a business income loss and would require a separate commercial policy? Or D, the policy will reimburse the owner for the lost rent only if the tenant had renter's insurance? The answer is A. Dwelling policies include fair rental value under coverage D for loss of rents due to covered damage making unit untenantable. The second is wrong because fair rental is included. The third is wrong because dwelling form provides it. The fourth is wrong because owner coverage is independent. Next question. A delivery driver for a pizza restaurant uses his own personal vehicle to make deliveries. He is paid a small fee per delivery by the restaurant. While on a delivery, he runs a stop sign and causes an accident. His personal auto policy has liability limits of $25,000/$50,000. The injured party's medical bills are $40,000. How will the insurance coverage typically respond? Is it A, the personal auto policy will deny coverage because the vehicle was being used for business purposes, which is a common exclusion? Or B, the personal auto policy will provide primary coverage and the pizza restaurant's commercial auto policy would provide excess coverage? C, the personal auto policy will cover the full $40,000 because delivery driving is considered a pleasure and business use. Or D, the claim will be split between the driver's liability and the restaurant's general liability policy. The answer is A. Personal auto policies exclude business use of the vehicle. Regular delivery is business use. Coverage is denied. The second is wrong because personal policy excludes first. The third is wrong because delivery exceeds pleasure/business allowance. The fourth is wrong because general liability typically excludes auto. Next question. An insured has a building and personal property coverage form, BPP, with a limit of $500,000. A fire damages the roof of the building and the cost to repair it is $50,000. 2 weeks later, a separate windstorm blows a tree through a different section of the same building, causing an additional $30,000 in damage. How will the insurer typically handle these two losses in relation to the policy limit? Is it A, the insurer will pay both losses in full, totaling $80,000, because they are separate occurrences and the policy limit replenishes automatically? Or B, the insurer will only pay for the first loss of $50,000, as the second loss is considered a recurring peril within a short time frame? C, the insurer will apply both losses to the single $500,000 limit, paying the total $80,000, which reduces the remaining available limit to $420,000. Or D, the insurer will deny the second loss because the insured has a duty to mitigate further damage after the first occurrence. The answer is C. Fire and windstorm are separate occurrences happening at different times with different causes. Each occurrence reduces the remaining policy limit independently rather than replenishing it. The first option is wrong because limits do not automatically replenish. The second is wrong because 2 weeks apart and different perils do not make it recurring. The fourth is wrong because there is no duty to mitigate that denies a new separate loss. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell us how many you scored out of 6 in the comments, and let me know what topic I should post next. Bye.